Welcome to the 216th episode of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on January 22nd, 2021, and that still sounds like really far in the future. But it's not! It's right now, it's today. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and 5th% of this here show with me is the guy who's sharp as a tack, Carlos Rodella.
Yeah, that's what they call me, Old Sharpie.
Oh,
But I think they made the marker.
because you leave a trail behind you wherever you go?
Because I leave a mark. Get it? Marker. I leave a mark. I leave my mark. I don't know. I'm low energy today because I haven't had my dinner yet, so I'm going to try to pick it up for the show.
Carlos is having an insulin emergency. If he disappears, you know what happened.
Yeah, that does happen almost with every human, right? Like if you don't eat for a while, like you just kind of, yeah.
Blood sugar is a thing. It's a legitimate thing. All right, folks. Feels like it's been a while, but we're back. We're here recording a show, and I say let's get right to it. Before we get to the main content of the episode, as usual, we're going to be keeping the house with Carlos. I have one thing to talk about, but I'll save mine at the end. You got a couple things on the agenda, Carlos. Why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, but maybe the first thing I was going to talk about is what you were going to talk about.
Oh, maybe so. Okay, I can go first. That's fine. Yeah, so big news at the Galloway house, the Game Critics West studio today. I finally managed to get a PS5 in the house. Just got it earlier today, a couple hours ago. Da-da-da! Yes, the crossing the finish line, the big victory music, the balloons and streamers, all that stuff. It's been an ordeal. And I still need another PS5 for my wife, so like the fight is not over. Still got to get an Xbox. That fight is not over. But we do have at least one PS5 in the house. I got it from Gamefly, which in itself was a whole crazy story. They, as we talked about many times in the show, I subscribe to Gamefly to, try different games from their rental service, which I really like. I use it all the time. I buy a lot of games from them. I think it's a great service. I've been a member for a long time. Anyway, they started selling consoles. And so I signed up to be on their alerts list, and I got an alert saying, hey, yo, we got some stuff that we want to sell. Would you like to buy? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to buy one. So I jumped on, ordered a PS5, seemed like it went through, and then they're like, oh, sorry, cancel, we're out of stock. And I started crying. I got really upset. I destroyed some things in my house. I was moping around for a couple days. And then I'm like, you know what, fuck that, because when I went back to check, like, they did confirm it before they canceled it, and I'm like, well, why did you guys confirm? I mean, confirm means confirm, right? Like, don't confirm. Yeah, don't confirm unless it's not confirmed. So I emailed them back, and I'm like, look, you guys, not to be like a whiny bitch or anything, but like, you guys confirmed this, and I thought for sure that I had one. What's the fucking dealio? And so they're like, well, that's weird. It should have been canceled. I'm like, well, why the fuck did you cancel it then? And they're like, we don't know. So we went back and forth for like a day or two with like a number of different customer service reps. And at the very end of it, they're like, oh, actually, no, this isn't canceled. It's all good. And I'm like, okay, well, thanks for the drama. So it got sorted, and then they sent it, and then I arranged with them. I took, Brian Welch, we mentioned on the show a while ago, who was kind enough to offer me his spare PS5, and I didn't take it because I was afraid of getting my box stolen off my porch. I was able to make arrangements to go pick it up at a secure location. That was good advice from Brian, so thank you, Brian. That worked out really well, so I went to go pick it up, and just got it home a couple hours ago, plugged it in. Thing's big as a fucking house. It's heavy as
huge.
Shit. It's like, I to be God's honest truth, dude, I unpacked it, and I looked at my entertainment center, and I just like froze for a minute, because I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to put this? Like, it didn't fit in any of the cubbies. It's too big. Literally, it's sitting on a stool, like right next to my TV and the floor, because I just don't have any place to fit it. Yeah. But got it hooked up, downloaded some stuff. I'm doing the PS4 data transfer, which will take like 7 hours. So that's going. And I downloaded Spider-Man, because my wife bought Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And I'm like, well, I'll wait till I get the PS5. So I'm downloading that. And it came with Demon Souls, which I'll probably play it. It's one of my favorite games. I'm just not in the mood for it right now, but I'll download that. I'll play it at some point. You
can play Valhalla.
Yeah, I can play Valhalla. I can download that. I can check that out, although I'm still finishing up Odyssey, and I don't know that I want to play those back-to-back. That's like a lot of Odyssey. Yeah. That's a lot of Assassin's Creed in a row. But we'll see. That's now an option, which I'm excited about. And I got to say, real quick impressions. Number one, big as a house. Not too cool with that. Number two, I kind of don't like the minimalist dashboard. I wish like a little bit more of that stuff was surfaced. I know it's right there if you hit the PS button, but I kind of like just having it there. and it's a little bit too minimal for my taste, but it's fine. One thing that I do give big props to is the store. I like that there's finally a wish list, which is great because I've wanted a wish list for the entire PS4 generation.
Yep.
And I really like that you can go to the PS4 store or the PS5 store. They're divided. And you can just click, see all. I love see all. Like, it doesn't matter to me that there's like 900 games or whatever, or however many there are. Just show me all. I want to see all, and I'm going to start at A, and I want to work my way down because that's something that I enjoy doing. You could not really do that on the PS4. You can do it on the PS5. Very happy about that. So I'm going to take tonight, I'm going to make a cup of coffee, I'm going to sit down, going to go through the whole library, just, put some stuff on my wish list, which I can finally do. So it's going to be neat.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so let me process some of that. I'm going to have to unpack all of what you just said. First off, what I originally brought up in the housekeeping is because we both were looking for consoles this week, specifically.
Yes.
And then you found that GameFly deal, and then, again, took them to task and said, hey, I really do have this. And they said, yes, you do. But me, I actually tried to get it through GameStop, just because it was a link that was sent to me by my buddy Malik, and he was like looking out for me, and it did work, similar to you, where it said it was in my car. I went through a little process, the credit card, everything, and this is what I was going to kind of like go on a tirade for. Is like, I used to work at Amazon, and I know how like shopping carts should work, and
Sure.
I just don't understand, like, even though there's like a huge demand, why their fucking websites break. Like, you shouldn't get something in a cart, or like you said in your case, get a confirmation and then be like, nope, sorry, actually that's not the case. Because it doesn't matter if a ton of people are hitting the website. An instance on your website is an instance. Do you know what I mean? And I don't understand where the fuck that's happening. Because again, like me or like you, I had it in my shopping cart, did the whole process, confirmation, and then it said you have no item in your shopping cart or whatever.
Oh, God.
And so then I finally did it. I just did it a few more times. It was like, I'll just try a few more times. And then it said, we'll send you an email in an hour. Again, in an hour? This is the internet.
I know, right?
Shouldn't be this instantaneous. So anyways, I waited and I didn't get an email forever. And I was like, I guess I got fucked. And then I got an email. And it said, we confirm your pre-order. But
For
then
the Xbox X.
Xbox X, sorry.
S.
Mine
S or
was
S?
X.
X,
Yeah,
okay.
Xbox X, and then you're for the PS5, and so, but I don't get it till February 15th.
Because it was a pre-order.
It was still a pre-order, and then on top of that, they didn't take the money out of my account, so I don't even really fully know, if I got it. But
Man.
I think that I did, and I just hate this process that we both had to go through. But
This fucking sucks, dude. I tried to get in on the GameStop thing as well because I saw that thing. I signed up for their alerts as well. Which, number one, I don't ever want to sign up for alerts for anything.
neither.
The only person I ever want alerting me is my wife, and if she's not alerting me, I don't want to hear from you. But like I did this because it's so just desperate times right now. And when I went to the GameStop thing, I logged on like 4 seconds after that alert went off because I was at my computer. I had a tab open for like 2 different versions of a PS5. I had 2 other tabs open for 2 different versions of the Xbox X. I didn't get jack shit. I was I was refreshing, I was clicking, I was refreshing, I was clicking over and over and over. I did it for like 10, 15 minutes straight, and then eventually I was watching one by one while they just went offline because apparently the supplies were gone. It was like breathing my last gasp, man. Like, it was just so fucking desperate and sad, and I could not believe, I mean, I guess I could believe, but I didn't get anything. And if it wasn't for GameFly, I still wouldn't have anything.
And what a weird thing. GameFly is the one who came through for you. That's funny.
I know, man.
When you said, like, they decided to start selling systems, it reminded me of, like, Hollywood Video or something, or, like, Blockbuster.
Kinda.
Where, like, you could rent stuff, but you could also, like, buy systems sometimes.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Oh, yeah. Hollywood Video had, like, their own video game store for a while. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Real quick, a tangent, though, on this. I once did a TikTok video or some sort of short video about me trying to order my PS5 and joking that, like, the version I had to get was $900, came with, like, Twizzlers, like a shoe, extra shit like I didn't need.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, funny story came to life because what version of Xbox Series X did I get? A bundle.
You can only get bundles, dude. No one sells them off, on their own anymore. Like, everybody knows how hard they are to get.
So I wanted the Game Pass, so it came with it. That's fine.
Oh, good. Would you get a year?
No, it was 3 months.
Okay, good. You're gonna love it.
And then it came with an extra controller, which I always need anyhow, to charge.
You need that anyway, absolutely.
Yeah. It was blue and just random and looked so generic, but whatever.
Yeah, I tried to buy that bundle. I know the bundle.
Okay, you know the bundle. Yeah, you talked to that bundle. And then it gave me a gift card for GameStop, which I never ever shop at GameStop. So
yeah,
but it was like $600 or something for the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, add to cart, motherfuckers, because we need it for the podcast.
I mean, that's what happened with me, right? Like, I ended up paying, I want to say it was like $750 or $800, which is like way too much. But it was the base console with the disc drive, which was what I wanted. It came with an extra controller. Those controllers are expensive as fuck. It came with Demon Souls, which I was going to buy anyway. And it came with the camera, which I will probably never use in my entire life because I don't really do VR or anything. So I've got the camera. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And then it came with a gift subscription to GameFly, and I want to say it was for 6 months. So I wouldn't have bought some of that stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to pay this much for a bundle. But it was either that or pound sand, dude, and I had to get something. So
I know, it's like, and then also a box of donuts, and you're like, I guess I wanted donuts.
Yes,
so yeah,
exactly,
sure,
exactly.
Okay, so moving on. That's great. You have a PS5. I might have a Xbox Series X in February.
Right.
So let's hope that happens.
Not too far off.
I'm excited to hear what your process or what your journey is to the PS5. We'll talk about in the next episode. Also, though, quick tangent, though, that thing you just talked about, missing some of the home screen stuff.
Yeah.
You won't. You'll get real used to it real fast, and I can almost guarantee you that because I felt that same way, and now I'm like so happy it's the way it is. Because
that's fair.
A change feels weird, and it felt very weird. And I was like, I want my stuff, and then now I'm very happy I don't want that stuff. You'll see. It gets really cool.
Right.
So I'm excited to hear your process with that. Two other things for housekeeping. We'll get into games. One, Resident Evil did a stream recently, so I just thought I'd bring that up. And it mentioned the new game, The Village, and showed gameplay actually of it, and looks very much like 7. So it's first person Resident Evil 7, basically, but in a different kind of era and setting. And yeah, it's pretty much the same. For me, it looks just like Resident Evil 7, but with different characters. And it's like an all-women ghost cast or something.
I don't know. You got to mention the 7-foot-tall vampire lady.
Right. Or are they all vampires, I guess?
I don't know what they are, but everybody on the internet is losing their collective shit over, like, they're just mad with horniness over this lady.
Oh, wait, you're going to like her. I know your type. You are going to like this lady now that I just...
Maybe. Who knows? I'm going to download the... I wasn't going to, because I'm scared of these games, but since I do have the PS5 in the house now, and the... you were going to mention the demo, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So that's getting to my last point is the demo is called Maiden, and it doesn't feature combat. So it's actually just more of a kind of a walkthrough of what this world's going to be like, and it's obviously kind of creepy. So
yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, I wasn't going to, but since I got the PS5 and I'll play it for the show. We can talk about it next week or whatever. But yeah, I will probably wet myself. But I am curious to see this real big vampire, weird, large, tall lady, and to be scared. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you might be more turned on than scared. We'll have to get back to that.
I mean, that's the kind of the meme, right? Because everybody's like, are we supposed to be horny or scared? Because we're like both right now, and it's kind of funny. I don't think Capcom planned it that way.
There was also some multiplayer game stuff, and I didn't really focus on it. And they mentioned a couple other things, but the main things were just seeing what the village looked like. And we'll talk about the demo next week.
For sure.
And then last thing I wanted to mention was I Saw Black Clouds is a new game interactive movie coming out soon, and it's from the people who made The Complex.
Oh, okay. I love The Complex.
Yeah, and it's called I Saw Black Clouds. I just saw the teaser. I don't know how I randomly found it. It's on IGN or something. And anyways, I was like, I got to tell Brad because, come on, we love The Complex, and we will definitely review it on this show.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love that game. I would play anything those guys make. That was great.
Yeah, so that's on my radar now. And actually, truly, lastly, Cyberpunk patch 1.1 just came out as of this recording. Which is a Friday night, and I'm very excited because it's a bug fix. It's it's a stability patch. It's not like anything crazy, but for someone like me who continually plays Cyberpunk every night, pretty much, to do a melee loop and just kill a bunch of things, it's it gives me more stability and maybe fixes some of those quests that are bugged that I can't finish right now.
So I guess let's talk about Cyberpunk for a minute here. Let's just detour. Because I'm not going to play it now, because I got a lot on my plate, and I really want to have a good experience with Cyberpunk. So I do have the PS5. That's where I'm going to play it. I'm not going to play it on PC, and I'm going to wait another couple months to let things kind of simmer down. But I guess in the state right now, like how many unfinishable quests are we talking about?
No. Okay. So I don't want to get you excited to play it if you want to wait to the PS5 version. The PS5 version is going to be a while, and also if you want to talk about it on the show.
Okay, so that's a good point because you're playing the PS4 enabled version, right?
I'm playing the
on
PS4
your PS5.
Pro version on the PS5.
Yes, okay.
And what I'm trying to say, though, is you could easily start playing it, and there is only 2 very small quests that are bugged right now, and you never would have to ever do them, but I'm just a freak for this game, and I'm trying to complete every single thing on the map. So, yes, it's crashing much less now. I'm sure with 1.1 it's even more stable. You would be able to get through the game no problem, and be able to, beat the whole story and see the ending, and then, you would have no problem with the PS5.
Gotcha. All right, I'm still going to wait, I think, because I really want to let them file off the rough edges. I'm only going to play it once, right? Like, I'm not going to play through it twice or anything, and I don't want to have anything bad happen the first time, so
yeah,
I'm going to give it some time
DLC
to simmer.
too, so, okay, do what you want. But I will say this. Well, because you won't play just once. If they do what No Man's Sky did and The Witcher did with DLC, we might be going back to this game for a while.
I'll come back for new content, but I'm never gonna finish it and then start over from the beginning. I'll never do that.
No. But I'm never doing that either. No.
But the DLC, sure, yeah, for sure.
My knife right now does 2200 DPS, and sometimes I get 30 or 40,000 damage on enemies. I'm not going back.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And I will say this though, real quick. Last episode, I said I'd cleared out the whole map. I was wrong. I thought that they all respawned and stuff like that, and that I'd gotten everything. No, I hadn't. But now I have cleaned everything out, and they don't respawn. So I literally have completed every crime on the map.
Oh wow, okay.
There's nothing.
How many hours deep are you talking here now?
88. I'm 88 now.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought you were going to be well over 100 by this point.
No, it's only 88, I guess. But everything on the map is over except 2. There's some random weird mystery quests that I'm finding still, 3 or 4, and then there's the 2 ones that are bugged. But anyways, Cyberpunk, I still like it. Let's get into video games.
Let's get into video games. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to start this week. I think I've got a couple more things, and to balance it out, I'm going to go first. So just real quickly, I want to circle back to a game I talked about last week called Neoverse. This was a 2D deck building roguelike, very much in the same vein as Slay the Spire. This is put out by, I believe, a Korean company. It's got a little bit of it feels like some gacha elements or something mixed into it. I played it on Xbox One, and if you'll remember, this was the game where it did not recognize the advance button. So I would finish, I would do a move, and I would want to be my turn is over, time to advance the game, and it wouldn't recognize the right trigger. It just did not recognize it, and I'm like, how in the world are you making a video game where the basic input of push this button to advance the turn is not being recognized? The developers finally put out a patch. I don't know what happened, but they finally figured out what the deal was, and it's fixed now. It works fine. It works totally fine. Cool. It's actually on the Switch. It's on the Xbox One. It's on Game Pass. I think it's on everything now. So I went back to it now that it's finished, and I was able to give it a shake. I kind of dig it. It's basically, again, like Slay the Spire, where you have a deck of cards. There's 3 different characters. Each one has a slightly different moveset. You're going through these random encounters and, defending yourself and attacking with guns and equipping different weapons and stuff. It's pretty straightforward card-based roguelike, but that's not to say that's bad. I think it's pretty cool. And if you like anime big titty characters, this is full of them. There's all sorts of outfits you can buy. There's outfits you can unlock, and I'm not allergic to that stuff, so that works on me just fine. I haven't put a ton of time into it, just because I got distracted, and plus a lot of the time was eaten up by waiting for this patch to come through. But it does look pretty good. I think maybe I'm probably going to want to play it on the Switch rather than the Xbox One, because that to me seems like, you do 1 or 2 runs before you go to bed, or at least I do, and then I go to bed and then it's fine. Whereas if I'm in front of my TV with my Xbox or something, I want to play something a little bit bigger and higher octane or something like that.
Yeah.
But seems okay. I kind of dig it. My only complaint is that some of the text is a little bit small, and it could use better UI and better surfacing of information. One of the things that Slay the Spire does really, really, really well is that you don't have to really remember anything with that game, because if you mouse over it with your controller, it just tells you what it does. If someone gets hit with a status and you don't remember what that status is, you mouse over it, it tells you exactly what the status is. You don't remember what a card does, you mouse over it, it tells you exactly what it does. So you don't got to remember anything. It's all right there, which is great. I think it's wonderful. I wish every developer would do that. Neoverse almost does it, but there's a few things where I just don't understand, like this mechanic, and I'm like, what is happening? I'm trying to find the information. So I'm gonna keep chewing on it for a little while. It seems fun. I'm gonna keep going for it. Try to unlock some skimpy costumes or something. So far, it seems like a pretty solid alternative to Slay the Spire. And again, it's available, I think, basically now and everything.
It's almost like it could fall into our spicy episode.
Just about. I don't think it's that spicy, but it's
Okay.
bordering the spicy episode. So there is that. Speaking of which, while I'm talking about roguelike deck builders, I was inspired by Neoverse to go back to Slay the Spire. And I heard that people said there was a new character. It launched with 3 characters. Now there's a 4th character. I never finished that game all the way. I finished it the fake way, which is beating it with a regular character. But you got to beat it with everybody, and then there's like a super secret boss. And I never did that part because it's really hard. So I went back to check out the new character. I don't like the new character at all, really. I think it's too complicated. I think there's too many mechanics. It's hard to use. It doesn't feel as intuitive as the other characters do. So I may just go back and try to beat it with one of the original characters. But heads up, Slay the Spire has a 4th character in case you want to check that game out again. It's pretty good stuff. I like that game a lot. You never got into that, did you?
No, I just it's so tough for me. Obviously, the roguelike, I get.
It's very roguelike. It's
very
extreme
allergic.
roguelike, yeah.
The only roguelike I play is Grindstone, which is,
Yeah.
I guess, roguelike light. And then the cards mixed with it. Like I'm a hit or miss with the cards. What's the one that I did like? That was like a campaign RPG with cards.
The one that was on the iPhone, right? With the
No.
Meteor Fall? No?
No, I like that too. But there was
Crummets
one I don't think we ever talked about on the show. It's a single player like RPG choose your own adventure with cards. Oh man. Everybody's yelling at the podcast.
I don't know. If you remember, let me know. I don't remember.
Okay. It was really good. It was on PlayStation. But yeah, for me in general, like the cards.
You're not talking about Shieldbreaker, are you? The Witcher one?
Nope.
Because that one's excellent. That one's amazing.
Yeah,
no?
no, it was something else.
Okay.
Anywho.
Moving on. One last game real quick. I jumped into Phogs, Phogs.
Oh, this is the funny one?
I mean, it's lighthearted. I don't know if it's funny, but it's kind of it's like you have a dog, 2-headed dog.
Yeah, 2-headed dog. That's funny. Okay, yeah,
It is
it's the one I want.
It is a cooperative game. You can play it by yourself, but I think it's intended to be 2 players, where one player each takes control of one of the dog's heads, and they're connected in the middle, right? So it's like you're one animal with 2 heads, and you go through these levels that are all built around using the dog's body in different ways. It's stretchy in the middle. So like a dog on either side can jump and bark, and then if you need to stretch the middle part, you can stretch it out like a rubber hose or something, and get real stretchy if you need to. And so there's all sorts of different challenges, like, maybe one player will have to bite something while the other head like dangles over the edge and grabs something, or maybe like you need to trip something, and so you need to like make sure that your middle goes to a certain place, or maybe you need to roll a ball up a hill, so you've got to like wrap yourself around the ball to get it to move a certain way. There's all sorts of little challenges that are all very simple and straightforward, which is good because coordinating anything physical with a second player is always really tough. Very challenging, even with people who are like on the same level and who are both good game players, like my wife and I. Like we really, you don't want to make that stuff too hard, because coordinating that stuff can get frustrating real fast. And fortunately, Phogs does a great job of not being frustrating, but also being just hard enough to where you are working at it, but not hard enough that you're really getting frustrated. So it strikes a really good balance. I think the artwork is absolutely delightful. It's so cute. The colors are great. The artistry is really nice. It's kind of like fairly dreamlike a little bit surreal. And everything about it is just really pleasant. Like there's no punishment for dying. You can try things as many times as you want. And it's pretty obvious what you need to do most times, which is great because you don't want to be confused when you've got a second player beside you, because it just, again, spurs frustration, which you want to avoid. But overall, I really love Phogs a lot. I'm having a great time playing with my wife. I think it's just exactly the sort of multiplayer game that I like, where you're cooperating, you've got goals, you're focused on stuff, working together. It feels really good. And it's just so delightful. I think it's great for kids as well, great for parents, married couples, and also you can play it by yourself. If you want to do the solo route, which I often do, your left stick is one dog head, the right stick is another dog head, and you can kind of go through them yourself. Yeah, you can totally do it single player if you want to. It's chill, it's delightful, it's fun, it's warm, it's cute, like it's clever, lots of little touches. I think Phogs is great. I love Phogs. I give it a big recommendation.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a Katamari Damacy.
Yes.
Nobi Nobi Boy, which I think you stretch yourself in that too, don't you?
You do. Yeah, exactly the same sort of vibe. That colorful, simple graphics, but deceptively simple because they're really well done, and it's really cool. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm glad you said there's a single player because it would be nice to just have something to relax with. What's that one? Watum.
Watum, yeah, that kind of same vibe. So yeah, dude, chill. It's super chill. You want to relax with a good game. You want to kick back. Phogs is your jam. I love Phogs. Okay, that's enough out of me. Carlos, let's turn it over to you. You have been doing stuff which is not nearly as relaxing as what I've been doing. Extreme sports. You've been doing some motorcycle stuff. Doesn't seem like your usual jam, but you've been all about it this week.
Yeah, I went on a weird journey, and I'm gonna talk about one game, but I'm really gonna talk about a bunch of games. So my review is about one game, but it's also about my journey. It's a ride that I went on, which is funny because the game that I started this ride was Ride 4.
Ride 4 on PS5?
PS5 version.
PS5.
Yes, because they do some special things for the PS5 version, which I'll talk about. I'm actually not going to talk much about this game because don't care for it.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a stretch for me to think that I might be able to get into it. I like the fact that it's a PS5 version of a game, so I thought, well, at least I'll have some pretty great visuals with the motorcycle, driving around. What
is this game? Is it extreme sports, or like tell us about Ride, because I don't know anything about it really.
It's straight like regular professional, and I'm so bad at the words that I should say right now. When you drive a bike around a loop and it's for sport,
like racing,
like regular professional motorbike racing. I should bring up the description.
Okay. So you're not going like off-roading and stuff. You're just kind of like on a track or like NASCAR but with motorcycles.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Gotcha.
NASCAR but with motorcycles. I should read the thing off the page. Are you a motorcycle fan? Oh, this is a terrible description. Anyways, it's like, super simulation. Think Gran Turismo, right? And you're doing bikes, and that's it. You basically want to get around the track and pull all the turns the right way, and there's like lots of different braking and all that stuff, but you can obviously turn an automatic braking on and automatic gear switching and all that stuff, so it can be more user friendly. But in general, I just was like, maybe this is the game to get me into these kind of bike games. By the way, it's put out by Milestone, and they do 1 million bike games as well as supercross games, which are the more extreme dirt bikes, going on the track.
So clearly they've got a niche going.
And so anyways, the good things I'll say about the game, even though, it really quickly became apparent that I was going to be bad at this game, because that's the other reason, like, I don't like super simulation car games, because I'll just like eat shit and then never catch up, right? And that's not fun.
Right.
So if I eat shit on this bike, which I did a lot, even with the automatic braking and stuff, I was like, well, I'm never gonna fucking be good at this enough to enjoy it. What was really good though is that they do the adaptive triggers for the the gas, and it really makes a difference in these games. You'll see.
How so?
It just feels like it's more of a not chore, but more of a effort to pull down on the trigger, and so then you feel the weight of the trigger vibrating back at you. You feel like when you get the trigger all the way down, that the speed, like like there's a calm response kind of thing with the trigger.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, really. Like, that's why you keep hearing people say, like, unless you just try it. And the weather's really cool. And that's it. Like, it's a bike game. It's nothing different, it seems like, than Ride 1 through 3. But the graphics are a little better. The trigger's really cool. The weather's better looking. But I found it pretty basic when it came to collision and physics and stuff, right? Because the minute you crash, either spin out because you're going too fast, so you hit the barrier or something like that. It just does a basic animation, body falling down, and then yeah, you're out of the race. Like, it's really hard to get back.
Interesting. So would you recommend this to people, like you said, you made the comparison to Gran Turismo. Like, do you think that if you're a person who like really gets into like are you able to like change the spark plugs and change the gear ratio and stuff? Like, is that a thing in this game, or is it just more about collecting different bikes?
No, it's really the simulation dream. Like, I mean, if you want the simulation bike game, that's professional bike riding, which is the real name for it. Then you get Ride 4, right? Like, so the positive is, if you want a Gran Turismo bike game, it's really good for that. But it's just, I wish that more of these would be more welcoming to people, that aren't necessarily gearheads or simulation people. So anyways, I would say that, yeah, if you're the Gran Turismo bike person, check it out, especially on the PS5. I would say that the PS5 triggers and the graphics are probably, the best for this version. Or Xbox Series X. Yes, or Xbox Series X. There you go. You're
going to be a dual owner soon. You got to ride that fence, man.
I will be soon. Don't worry. But what happened is, this just got me on a journey. And I was like, well, see, here's the thing. For people who like bikes and like driving around on bikes, and in Cyberpunk, I've been only driving around on a bike, which, by the way, is what started this whole thing. And why I was like, hey, Brad, can I get a...
Okay, that explains it, because I was very surprised when you wanted to play Ride 4, and I'm like, well, that's weird. It doesn't seem like Carlos's jam. I wonder why he's wanting to play this. Well, that explains it.
This is the whole ride that I went on. The ride is, I started the ride. Now I'm going to overuse the word ride. I started the ride in Cyberpunk by being on a bike, riding a bike, then got to Ride 4, and I was like, oh, super simulation? I don't think so. It's not going to work. So then I went to Monster Energy Supercross 3.
Wow. That's a real game?
It's a real game. Also made by Milestone, who made Ride 4.
Are you kidding? It's the exact same people?
Yep, exact same people.
Oh, my God.
It's just a really good, again, motocross, bike, dirt, go around the track game. But it was also similar, because it's obviously the same people, in the unforgiving. Like, if you hit, a thing, you go flying. And it's not even like fun, like falling off the bike. It's just like starting you over immediately, or hit the button to restart or something. So it's weird. It uses simulation like Ride does, and they both do. But it's not really fun in the simulation way when you play games with physics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, no, just start over. And then you're behind. And then I was like, I'm behind again. So I was like, I'm going it's like Groundhog Day. So then I just jumped to cars. I was like, okay, let's just get to something extreme where I'm going to be feeling fun. So I got Need for Speed Payback, which I already had in my account. I guess I had bought it a long time ago.
God, which one is that? There's so many Need for Speeds, I don't even know which one that is.
It's the one right before the last one. So I think the last one's Heat or something. Anyways, I didn't have fun. I was like, well, this is, I mean, kind of fun, but it really isn't what I want. Then I went to Wrecked, which I own that as well. I've talked about in the show. And that was slow for some reason. It felt slow.
Is that a Destruction Derby game?
Destruction Derby racing game.
Okay.
And kind of fun. I was like, what am I looking for now? I was trying to like see what I was looking for. So I went all the way, and I found myself playing Danger Zone 2, which is the really arcadey, just smash everything with cars game.
I don't think I've even heard of that. I don't even know what that even is.
It uses some of the same burnout physics of those crashes,
Okay.
And it's like very, very like just cause as much destruction as you can. That's how I started with Ride 4, the most simulation you can get, and I ended up on Danger Zone 2. I have an answer, though, okay? This whole journey is for a reason.
Okay.
And for the podcast listeners, I'm going to help you. If you're like me, and you like the idea of being on a bike and having some fun and doing something extreme and seeing some physics, all of those games I just talked about aren't for you.
But wow. Like reverse recommendation. There.
Watch. What I went on the journey for them. What is for you? Riders Republic, and it comes out soon. So Riders Republic is like the new SSX for bike games. I think you can actually snowboard as well, and you can hang glide. It is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. But I had to go through that whole journey first. I wanted extreme. I wanted to get back into this, like, having fun driving around a track, but then physics. And none of those games worked for me. But Riders Republic is going to be amazing.
Wow. Do you know who puts that out by any chance? Because I haven't even heard of this.
Oh, Riders Republic. Let me write
Yeah.
it. I didn't do the research because we don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that here. But
Let
that's
me
fine.
type it into Google.
How did you hear about Riders Republic? Is it you catch? Is there a preview of it on PS5 or something, or where'd you see? Where'd you see
Well,
this?
it actually does show up. I think as like PS5, which you'll see has
Yes,
a
I
lot
saw
more
that.
like just announced games, and they just
Yep.
show up. So it might have been a trailer on there, but it's by Ubisoft, which I love.
Oh, okay.
And it's just this open world, like ride your bikes, go downhill, be extreme. And it just feels like that's the kind of thing I've been missing in my life, like a really good one. And yeah, I had to go on a ride to figure it out.
We haven't had a lot of extreme sports lately. That was the thing for like a while.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just faded away. I mean, it was kind of like you were either doing extreme sports or you were doing like Guitar Hero for a while, like one or the other. And then both of those things kind of dried up. And it's been a while. I know that I don't know who put it out, but Steep came out a little while ago.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was that in Ubisoft also? It might have
It
been.
might have been Ubisoft. Yeah, they love that kind of like throwing open
Yeah.
world into that. And I love that.
That's the only other recent like extreme, unless you want to count the Tony Hawk stuff that came out. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, maybe we're going through some cycles. Maybe we're going to see some more extreme sports coming up. But I'll keep an eye out for what Riders Republic is. What you said it was?
Yeah, Riders Republic. My ride with Ride 4 took me to Riders Republic. But I will say this before I leave that little journey I shared with everybody. Ride 4 is very good for, like, yeah, Gran Turismo bike people. Like, I think if you're really good at that stuff and, better at doing that than me, you'll have a fun time because it's very simulation heavy and the triggers are really cool with the adaptive triggers. But what I ended up doing is just making a huge fail video of, like, all my crashes. And then I try to crash on purpose a lot. So that came out of it.
All right.
You'll see that soon.
I mean, nothing is better than crashes, and crash videos are great, especially when no one's actually getting hurt. So I will look forward to seeing that. All right, let me take over for a minute here. Just a couple quick shout-outs. I was kind of going through a series of games this week just to kind of try different things out. First one is called Drunken Fist. This came out, I believe, on every system, where you play as a drunk, like, homeless hobo guy, and you're, like, stumbling down the street, and you're doing punches and kicks and some martial arts moves against other people who are on the street. Like, it'll be, you start off and you're in a dark alley, and it's like, defeat, like, 5 frat brothers, and there's, like, these dudes who are just, like, out in this alley. You just, like, walk up to them and punch them. The thing about this game, though, is I don't want to say it's a physics game because it's not, but it's one of those games where you fighting the controls is really what the game is about. It's not really like,
What's the one that you like and I hate that does that?
Oh, God, there's a lot of those.
No, the one with you're just like a body or like a head or
Yes,
something.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, where your body, like 2 heads mushed together with stringy...
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. I love that game. Can't remember what the hell it's called right now. But yes, it's kind of like that. Although in that game, which I am sadly forgetting what the hell that game's name is, it was, it had loosey goosey physics, but there was definitely a rhyme or a reason to it, and you could master that stuff, no problem. Well, I mean, big problem, but you could master it. In Drunken Fist, I think. Okay, so like, let me back up a little bit. Graphics super basic, but in a cool way because everybody is made up of like 30 polygons, so it's like chunky, but it's funny. Like, I think it looks good for what it is. And as you're this hobo walking around, like, I YouTube this, I guarantee, like, if you watch a gameplay video of this, you will like be laughing out loud. It is the funniest fucking thing to watch, and it feels like this game is created for streamers because, like, just watching it is like hilarious. I was watching my son play it. I just could not stop laughing. I thought it was the dumbest, funnest, silliest thing I've ever seen. It's a hoot. Like, it's really fun to watch. But when you play it, different story because, you're kind of fighting the controls. And I expected that because, you're supposed to be like a drunk guy. And, the whole game is kind of loosey-goosey. Like, I get it. But I was, like, struggling to, like, walk in a straight line. And sometimes the punches and kicks responded and sometimes they didn't. And I gotta say, it got pretty frustrating pretty quickly. Like, my son liked watching me and he didn't like playing it, and then when I was playing it, I didn't like playing it, but I liked watching him. So I feel like this is a game that's really fun to watch, but it's not really fun to play because, you'll try to walk up to somebody and you'll like veer off to the left or something. And again, he's drunk, I get it, but I think it kind of goes too far in that direction. Like, I think a little bit more conscious control over your character would be good. And it was really frustrating to walk up to somebody, you go to throw a punch and the button just doesn't respond. And I don't think it's a programming problem. I mean, I think they probably did it on purpose to simulate that you're a drunk hobo.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, it's not fun to be battling the controls rather than kind of working with them in a different way. Like Octodad, frustrating, but I feel like you could master it. And in this other one, which, god damn it, I can't remember what the hell is it. What is the game called? Right? Look it up, man. I can't remember what it's called. This other game that I really like, you're battling the controls, but you could master it. Like, you could master it. This game, I struggled and struggled and struggled and struggled, and I'm no stranger to these like frustrating kind of games. I could not master it, and I started to feel like it was a little bit too much in the fighting controls aspect. So I ended up bouncing off of it, but I think it's really funny. I think it's hilarious to watch. I just wish it just wasn't as loose as it is. I wish it was a little bit tighter and gave you a little bit more control.
Dude, it was such a missed opportunity. I'm looking at the pictures of it, and it looks great. And
oh god, it's so funny, dude. It's
the whole
so
idea
funny.
of being a frat guys and you're a hobo. I just think that, to bring it back to my ride journey in a way, I was actually looking for some physics, in my game experience, because that's fun to see what's going to happen when someone falls or something. And this seems perfect for that. Like, what's going to happen when you hit someone into a fire hydrant or whatever. And to have to be fighting it the whole time, I will not play it. That's a missed opportunity for me.
Yeah, it's really a shame, because if you could play it a little bit more intentionally, I think it would be like it would be hilarious to play through this just for funsies. Like, watching the hobo walk around, it's kind of weird because you'll watch it and it seems like kind of gamey, but then he'll go through these sequences where the animation looks like staggeringly real for like a second. Like, all of a sudden it'll feel like you're watching a real person moving, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, it's all realistic for a second, and like it kind of like catches you, and it's got this kind of neat look to it, but it's too much of a struggle. So I can't I can't stay with it. So there's that. And I'm going to look up that game in a second. The other one is called Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure. This is a traditional adventure game, as in point and click, collect items, talk to people. Have you heard of this one?
I haven't.
This one comes from Eastern Europe somewhere. One of the people that writes for us every once in a while reviewed this for us at Game Critics. There is a full review if you'd like to come check it out. Again, Gibbous, Gibbous. It is a comedy, noir, adventure, horror game that's also a point-and-click adventure where you play like a detective, but then you're also a guy, and you're also a cat that can talk. And you kind of go between these characters and, try to solve this mystery. You're going after the Necronomicon and trying to find that. You're fighting a cult. So it's got a good premise. I will say the animation in this game is awesome. It's really good. It looks like kind of hand-drawn, like 90s feature film animation. Like, it's really good looking. I think the graphics are great. Colors are great. The art design is really great. I think the text is actually pretty funny as well. I didn't get too far into it because I was playing it when I was in bed, and there was like a lot of talking, and so it was kind of putting me to sleep a little bit. Not that it's the game's fault, but just because, I get in bed when it's really late and I'm tired, and it wasn't the exact kind of thing to keep me awake. But I really did like it. I think it's maybe a little bit too talky for me, because I like clicking on things and solving puzzles, but I don't like clicking on every single thing in the environment 2 different times to get all the text, especially when you're not sure what is the important thing and what's not the important thing, right? So like I know that's a really weird thing to say, and let me just contrast that a little bit. So like, I played 9 Witches a while ago, right? We talked about it on the show. 9 Witches was one of my top 10 games of last year. That is also a point and click, but that one had very small scale. Like, when you go to any environment, there'd only be like 3 things to click on, and you would click on them and you would talk to the whole person and you would get the prompt, and you would know when you were done talking to them, right? And then you'd only have a couple items, and it was pretty simple. In Gibbous, and not that this is bad, because I know a lot of people like it, but it's like, you're in the environment, and they even straight up tell you, click on things multiple times to get more information, which I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, just, if I click on it once, give me all the information, right? Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds weird. Maybe I'm just kind of being whiny about it, but it's like, there's a lot of stuff in every screen. Like, there's like maybe 10 things in every screen to click on, and then click on each thing twice, and a lot of it is just flavor text where it's not really getting you anywhere. And to be totally honest, like, a lot of people like that, right? Like, I am not generally a person who likes adventure games, and that's maybe why I like 9 Witches so much, is because it was so small and scaled down, and it really got to the meat of the experience. It was totally fat free, like, and that worked for me. But in this one, and more traditional, like a lot of talking, a lot of just, the point of the game is really taking in the text and laughing at the jokes, and they're good jokes, right? Like it's like, it's not you game, it's me. So I don't have a criticism of it. I just think it's the kind of adventure game that doesn't work for me, but I bet a lot of people would really like this game a lot. It looks great, great idea, great characters, great text, but to me, it's the kind of adventure game I don't care for, but I think it's well done, and I think that if you like those kind of games, it's a very good one.
Yeah, that's almost similar to like if you like simulation bike games. Not to go back to it again,
right? Exactly.
You probably would like Ride 4, but I looked at some graphics of this game you're talking about, and yeah, it's like Monkey Island mixed with Penny Arcade. Like it looks very Penny Arcade art style, but it looks very busy. And I'm the same as you. Like if an adventure game has too much stuff to click on, like some people really get into that. Like each thing they click on, they get a joke or something.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah,
yes.
And I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah, and some people love it, dude. Like some people totally love it.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but that's not to say that it's not good. That's just me. But yeah, I don't enjoy clicking on things for jokes. It just doesn't work for me. But that's me. Again, that's me. And to circle back, the physics game that was really difficult that I love was called Struggling.
Oh wait,
Struggling.
That's right.
Struggling, where you're the monster with the heads and the flappy arms, hard as fucking balls. Struggling was a really good game, but that's again another game where you can master it. I don't feel like Drunk Fist could be mastered. So
yeah.
Anyway, Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure, is really good if you like that style of game. I don't, but I think it's a good one. And Drunk Fist is hilarious to watch. I don't think it's very fun to play. But, it's only like $5 or $6 anyway. Maybe give it a shot and see what you think. But maybe just watch it as well.
Okay.
Carlos, please take that advice.
I know. I just said okay for no reason.
Just take that advice, Carlos. Move on with your life. We're going to turn it back to you. So I full disclosure, I am one of the world's biggest Hitman fans, and Hitman 3 just released. I don't have a copy of it yet, but it is on the way from Gamefly. This show is not sponsored by Gamefly, but we're going to keep talking about Gamefly. But it's on the way. I will play it very soon. But you have played it already, Carlos, I'm guessing on the PS5.
Yes, I have. And I won't spoil anything because I haven't beaten it either. But I will say a couple things about it, and I'm sure it'll just make you more excited to play it when you play it. Because you liked 1 and 2, right?
I loved 1 and 2. Hitman 1 and 2 are some of the best Hitman that Hitman has ever been. That's good stuff.
That's right. Wait a minute. This podcast is historic for that, what is it, 4-hour podcast
we did a 4-hour retrospective on the entire Hitman
fuckers.
Series. If anybody wants to hear about some Hitman, not Carlos, but
No.
Corey and I, no, you would never have done that show. Me and Corey, two crazy people from the internet, did talk about Hitman for 4 solid hours. We went through like every mission, every game. It was fucking bananas. If you want a Hitman podcast, boy, howdy, have we got one for you. So go back in the archive. You can look that up. But we're talking about Hitman 3. Just came out a couple days ago.
Yeah, and I will just lightly talk about it now. And I'm not the expert, so all these will be very, very basic review information. I'm not talking from experience too much. But I did play... I've famously talked about on the show that I like Hitman Absolution, where no one else likes it.
Worst game in the series.
Yeah, one of my favorite games in the series, and and I'll stick to it because it actually will come up in this in quotes review preview in a minute. But so I did play that, and I played a couple of the older ones, Blood Money and stuff, and then I definitely played 1 and 2. I don't think I beat 2. I definitely went through the whole Hitman 1, and I think I didn't beat 2. Yeah, but I played a bunch of it, because all these are essentially little sandboxes. And yes, there's a story in there, and I might be, dumbing this down or simplifying this. But for me, it's never really fully been about the story. It's always been like, let's just go to this really interesting sandbox and do a bunch of stuff.
No, dude, 100%. Fuck the story. Hitman is a game that needs no story, and they keep trying to add it in, and I don't know why. But no, it's sandbox. That's what it's about.
Well, this Hitman 3 is an end to the story, though. It is a end to this trilogy that they've built. So I would highly recommend, one, you can go to YouTube and watch what the story was up until now. It'll sound like crazy to you because if you remember, there's it's almost like Resident Evil or some of these other games where you go, what's this backstory? You're like, oh my goodness, so much stuff is happening. Anyways, so you can watch those YouTube videos and get caught up, but essentially it's these sandboxes. And it's nothing new from Hitman 1 and 2. So if you like those two games, you're going to like this, right?
I mean, that's great to me because I love those games. And I I have famously said if they put out a DLC mission like once every 3 months, I would just buy those for an eternity. Like it doesn't need to do anything new for me. And just give me that stuff.
And interestingly enough, Hitman 3 comes as a shell with Hitman 1 and 2 inside it, but you have to own them. But it presents all of the games in front of you, right? So you download Hitman 3, you open it up, and it says, would you like to play the prologue, Hitman 1, Hitman 2, or Hitman 3? Yeah. And then, of course, you have to actually own them, though. So it's very interesting how they did that. So I'd already played 1 and enough of 2. I was like, let's just get to 3. Again, the graphics for PS5 aren't that much better. It's pretty much the same. There's some lighting. You can see some lighting effects, which I get to later next week. PS5 is going a little nuts with the lighting. We get it. You can do some cool lighting, but the developers, I feel like that's kind of the low-hanging fruit for them. So they're like, well, put more, unique lighting in it. So Hitman 3 has some interesting lighting for PS5, but it looks like the graphics from Hitman 2. I think the new feature is the camera, so you can take pictures of things, which will help you like analyze things, and your people who are helping you can unlock doors by doing that and stuff like that. But mainly, I just use the camera to take stupid pictures of like me, overflowing the sinks, or messing with the toilets, or getting in people's faces, and they're like, "Can I help you?" And I take a picture of them. So I did some real stupid pictures, and you can see a video of that on youtube.com/a-lot-of-things. So the camera's new, and a couple other small things are new, but in general, it's the same thing. But that's great. Another thing that I really liked is the NPCs say some pretty funny things. Like when things happen or when you do like crazy shit.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. That's like what I play the game for.
That's like the hidden secret of Hitman, right? Like people who don't play Hitman, they think it's like this like grimdark, crazy white bald guy killing people like death game, but actually it's a comedy game. Like there's so much comedy.
There is
in all of the Hitman. Like the way that you kill people is funny. The characters always have hilarious dialogue. If you eavesdrop on people, they're always saying the craziest fucking shit. Like there are so many jokes. It's a really funny game. Like black humor possibly, if not just straight up humor. But man, it's a really funny game.
Yeah, it's just interesting because like that's again what I always have the most fun with doing, and this had more of that, so that's gonna be there. The other thing that was cool is that they did with the PS5 use the adaptive triggers again. And it really did make a difference. Like when I was using a machine gun, or if I was doing the silencer, the trigger didn't vibrate as much, or didn't have as much resistance, and I can't explain it on a podcast. Let's just say adaptive trigger feature in this game, and it's good. Like it really adds to it. But here's the crazy thing, and I've never experienced this, and you will soon, Brad Gallagher.
Okay, all right.
When you get hurt in that game, how you have to like run around a corner so you don't like die.
Sure. Just like in real life.
Just like in real life, when you get hurt, you run around a corner and then you don't.
Because you don't want to die. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, that's a pro tip. No one do that.
You get hurt, find the nearest corner, run around it, and don't die.
And you won't die. That's not true. What happens is it vibrates the controller. But as I play Hitman games, I do really dumb things, and I usually end up in a shootout. Like. That's how almost all my missions end for real. Because I just like am killing everybody with guns. So while I'm doing that, I got really hurt and I almost died. And I'm running around the corner, and the PS5 is strong with its vibration. And do you remember that arcade game with Uncle Fester? Was it just called Uncle Fester's arcade game, where you had to hold your hands on the things as it vibrated?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was an old ass fucking arcade thing. Yeah.
Well, what it does is it basically you have to see if you can last very long, like holding on to the things without like taking your hands off or freaking out because it's vibrating them so hard it feels like it's shocking you.
Yeah.
So it felt like that. I was like uncomfortable being that hurt in the game.
Oh my god.
I'm serious, dude. I was like, I need to put the controller down. Like if you and I'm, I guess sensitive to it, but if you were even more sensitive to me than me. I don't know if you could deal with it. Like you might have to actually turn it down in the settings.
I mean, I am sensitive to the point that I turn vibration off in every game ever, and I have it turned off at the system level because I don't like it.
Oh, you would freak out. My point is, I almost got like a mini panic attack. I was like, I feel very bad that I'm this hurt. So
You
know what I
physically
mean?
feel bad that your guy in Hitman got hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not down for that. I don't need to feel physically bad.
But guess what? Mission accomplished, developers, because that was like a new thing for me. And the last thing I'll say is that I had a really fun time with one level where I could pick up a shovel. I always find like the melee weapons, but like things that you can throw and then like pick back up and use again.
Sure.
I made a whole series of videos about Shovel Man. I just called myself Shovel Man.
I saw those videos. Those are good videos.
It's just so much fun. So yeah, it's a fun ass game. It, like you said, it's not a dark Hitman, in quotes, Hitman game. You might have already discussed this in length on your 4-hour podcast, but it's really fun, you know, and I'm going to beat it. And I actually do like the fact that there's an ending to this story for once, because, you know, they've been doing this since Hitman 1 was a while ago, right?
Yeah, there's been like continuing threads and all that, but kind of like you said, I mean, I've played every game except for the original really rough ass one on PC, but I've played every other one, and it's like I couldn't care less about the story, man. I love this game, I love this series, I love this gameplay. I don't give like the smallest fuck about the story, and it's weird that they keep coming back to the story, because here's the story that I need, right? Hey, Agent 47. There's a scummy dude in this mansion that we need you to kill. Please go kill him. And I'd be like, yes. Done. That's literally all the story I need. I don't need any more story than that. But they keep coming back to this like international conspiracy, and there's like double crosses and spies.
X-Files.
Like,
X-Files.
who cares, man? Like, that is not where your game is strong at all. And it's really boring that they keep bringing that back. But anyway, looking forward to that. And I do want to second your discovery of the shovel. People, if you haven't seen Carlos's shovel video, please check it out, because it's funny, and it's a really good example of what makes Hitman funny. Because in Hitman 2, my favorite weapon, not the sniper rifle, not the fiber wire, it was a can of pop, soda can.
Nice, yeah.
You could go to any fucking place, get a can of like Coke or something, and fucking kill people with it by throwing it at them across the room. It was the funniest goddamn thing, and it was like you could pick up the soda can. If you got caught with it, nobody thought anything, because you're just carrying a can of Coke with you.
Yeah.
But then you could like kill dudes. It was the best.
And then the reactions, you know,
Yes.
the people.
Do it over and over. Throwing stuff in Hitman is the funniest shit. So yes, Shovel Man is really funny. It's good stuff.
I have two real quick cons. Those are all the pros about it. And again, I recommend it totally. But there's two negative things. And not to promote my channel again, but I did make a video of this just now and put it up on my YouTube.
Just now? Literally just now?
Well, right before this podcast, yes.
Oh, I thought like as we were talking, you made a video.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Multitask.
It's actually just this audio. No, and I talked about really quickly the pros and cons of this game, and the two cons are this. One, for some reason, those cutscenes are like Xbox 360, PS3. Like,
are they pretty ugly?
Why? Yeah, and they're grainy, and they look like really bad. I'm like, what is going on? There's a PS5 version, you know? And also, it's the end of the trilogy, so like I just felt that was weird. And then the last thing is, in this game, you want to run a bunch. Like, I know it's not an action game like Absolution, which is awesome, but you do want to run. And again, that's what I liked about Absolution, is I had that ability to feel very mobile, at least in that game. But this one, you have to hold the run button down, Brad Galloway. Did you have to do that? Did you have to do that in 1 and 2?
I mean, yes, I believe so, but where is the run button? Don't tell me you need to click the stick.
No, it's L1 on the PS5. I don't know if I can change it, but my finger got tired. It was terrible, and he jogs. He does like a light jog. He never runs. And in Absolution, I feel like he ran, but I just felt very, what's the word? Like just slow in this game.
It's kind of funny, because not to be that guy, but like, you know, if you're running in Hitman, maybe mission's not going so well.
Right, but to go back on that, what we just talked about, all the fun things, if you want to throw a shovel and then run away off the scene, you know, you could sneak away. Yes, I know it's a stealth game. He's a hitman. But like I said in my video, doesn't he have combat training? I mean, I think he can run, you know. I just felt like it was laborious. That's the word. Laborious. Because you're holding a button down. Just do it where you click. You know what I mean? Come on. Get with the program. And also, even when you hold it down, he lightly jogs. And I'm like, fuck you, Hitman. So, that's the only thing I don't like about it.
All right, that's fair. That's a fair criticism. I will keep that in mind when I check it out. The game isn't here yet, but I'm sure it'll be here in another day or two, so I'll check it out. We'll see what happens. But that's not all you have, Carlos. You have another related game called All Walls Must Fall. Now, I gotta say, I've heard of this game from way back. And in fact, I was following this game through its development because I follow the game director or the lead developer. His name is Jan David Hassel, and I forget where he's working. He's working for EA or something like that now. He's got some big time job, but when he was doing this game, like I remember him talking about it and like on Twitter, kind of posting little updates and stuff, and I was checking it out. And the only thing that I remember about it was supposed to be like the theme of being in like a gay German nightclub or something, as I remember that's what the theme was. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting, but it's also a tactics game or something. And then it was only PC for the longest time, so I never checked it out, but it just came to Switch a couple days ago. So I sent him a message and I'm like, hey bro, I see your game finally made it to Switch. And he's like, yeah, I know, I was really surprised. So I guess I'm going to check out this game pretty soon. But you have played it, is that correct?
Yes, and I have like I don't like hearing all that setup when I have like negative things to say.
Oh no, is it not good? I've never played it. Is it not good?
Okay, here's the thing. It's good and bad. So it's one of those mixtures, a mixed bag, as they say.
Mixed bag.
What I do, by the way, every night now, I think it's every night, because I have a problem and I want to play every video game. But I look for new Switch games in bed. So I just go to the recent releases and I see what I can see. And plus, I want to talk about more of them on the show because you only talk about Switch games.
Lately, that might change, though, but we'll see.
Yeah, you got a PS5, motherfucker. So I haven't found a lot, but I found some, and including what I love. And I can't think of the name of it now. What the fuck is it called? Bloodstone? No. It's
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, the game that I love, that I keep talking about, that I love, that I play every night, and I can't think of the name of it. Grindstone. It's the low blood energy or whatever it's called.
Low blood sugar.
Yeah.
Diabetic emergency, folks.
Okay, so so I look for new games. I find this one, and I was just playing Hitman, and this is a type of game like that. It feels like that. It's a tactics type game where you're going to sneak into a situation. You can, figure out how to do whatever the goal is and then get out. And I was like, oh, cool. I can play like mini Hitman in bed.
Is it still a gay German nightclub?
There's a nightclub. I don't know if it was gay. Yes, it's German because it takes place in Berlin in 2089. And the first mission I did was a nightclub. I couldn't see if it was gay because that's actually one of my biggest cons. This game is tiny. I mean, Brad
really?
Galloway.
Okay.
Brad Galloway, talk to your buddy because what the fuck is going on? This is our bane of our existence to the T because the dialogue, unseeable.
Oh no! Is this like one of those
it.
like direct PC port with no adaptation to the Switch?
I don't know, but I mean, I have 20/20 vision. I could not fucking see.
Oh no!
I mean, at all. Like the dialogue was like I literally guessed, and that tells you how small it was. Like I was like,
that sounds like a really fun game. Hey, guess what the dialogue is, folks? That's part of this game.
Well, no, I could make out a couple words, and I was like, oh, I know those words, but I don't know the whole sentence. So I'm gonna pick that one. So that's the biggest problem with the whole thing. But what you do is it's procedurally generated levels. So it's reminding me of Hitman for that reason, where like it's not procedurally generated, but it's like this like little puzzle you need to go into, and you could do things however you want, but you need to, get whatever the goal is. So the first one was go into a nightclub. Well, first off, get in the nightclub because you're not allowed in. And then once you get in the nightclub, disarm a bunch of bombs and then leave, right? Well, I won't get to the specifics of the gameplay too much because it's a little confusing to me, but it has to do with time. So you basically have a certain amount of time, and when you do certain things, you gain more time, which is helpful for the tactics part of it because it's turn-based, but it's also real-time. And no, I can't explain that. But do you know the Crypt of the Necro Dance?
Yes, I do.
It's very similar to that. So when you go into a nightclub or into wherever your puzzle is, once you start moving, other people can move too, right?
Okay.
And so that kind of plays out throughout the whole like experience. And then there's also like just moments where you're doing dialogue and, choices to try to like, win over somebody. So in the very beginning, I had to win over the bouncer, And the things I picked, again, maybe because I couldn't see, but it says, you win with flirty charm. And it's like, you won over the bouncer, by flirting with him. And I was like, I didn't mean to.
Wow.
You're
just a natural charmer, I guess.
I guess
your
so,
effervescence.
Yeah. But once I got in, then you have to like get past certain doors or just certain things, and the graphics are very like all very green and blue, I guess monochrome.
Okay.
Like I'll kind of just like one variation on like a green, blue, black color. It's got this cool futuristic look, and I like the pixel art. It's not really pixel art, but it's similar. And I succeeded at my mission. I got the bombs and I got out, but I was just a little confused about how it all worked, and also the combat I did not like. Like it just felt bad. Like you can shoot or you can do melee, but I didn't feel good doing either of them. And it's like a turn-based grid, when it happens. I just felt confused. My experience was I was confused. I wanted to love it because there's some interesting features, which is procedurally generated, missions, interesting story that when I could read it, like it seemed like the characters were getting fleshed out, and I liked the idea that you can win over conversations different ways. Like I didn't mean to flirt with that guy, but I did. By the way, it worked because I guess it was maybe a gay club.
You were unintentionally a gay German on accident. Yeah,
and he was like, "I do like you," but that's not a German accent because I can't do that.
Apologies to our German listeners. Sorry about that.
Apologies in force. Yeah, I do like you. That's exactly how that sounds. So my review is unfinished, and maybe I'll try it again. But I really need it to be bigger text. I can't see.
Dude. See, that is a bummer because I just bought it last night. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw it pop up in the store, and I'm like, oh shit, it's that one game that guy made. I'm gonna buy this, and hopefully he's gonna get a quarter out of it, and we'll see what happens. And I was, it's one of those games that I've always kind of been on the lookout for. So hearing you say that is pre-bumming me out because small things on the Switch is like my big pet peeve. But
yeah, the two things I would say if you talk to him, I would say the text obviously, and secondly is just maybe a little more explanation of the combat. Like I even did the tutorial for the combat, and I was still confused. So like if I understood that better, I don't know if that's like an added tutorial or if it's something you can't even do in a patch. But that's the part where I was confused. But like the seeking around and like going into different rooms and getting like my time back and stuff, I kind of figured that out and was having an okay time with it. But pun intended. But I did not like that I couldn't read the fucking thing.
Interesting. All right, well I'll check it out and I'll see what I make of it. But that's not super promising. I guess we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah.
All right, that's it from you for this show, Carlos. I just have a really quick check-in on my continuing saga of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Still playing that game. I'm probably 80 hours deep in it right now. Finished the main campaign, like I mentioned last time. Moved on to the First Blade DLC, which was the first chunk of 3 DLC missions that came out for the game. And I hate this DLC. I like this game a lot. I love Cassandra, the main character. I love being in the Greek world, open world, going around on my boat and stabbing dudes and all the Greek stuff that's there, like all the famous names and famous places. That's all great, but I got to the First Blade DLC, which is where they kind of start lacing in some of the more traditional Assassin's Creed stuff. Like a guy shows up and he's got like the wrist blade, and they start talking about, more and more about the Order and stuff like that. That part was okay. I don't mind them, kind of circling back to some of the more core Assassin's Creed stuff. But the thing that I fucking hated about this DLC, and I almost wish I didn't play it at all, because, over the course of 60, 65 hours, they let you play Cassandra basically however you want. She can be really brash, she can be greedy, she can be a hothead, she can be chill. I mean, it's not like a totally open-ended RPG adventure, but you have a lot of say in how you play her and about how she treats people, right? Like there's lots of people along the way that you can be really mean to, or you can be nice to. There's like a dozen that you can romance if you want to, or you don't have to at all. Like the game gives you plenty of choice. Again, not as much choice as I, would like, but there's plenty of choice. It's not just, you're not playing a predefined character basically. So when you get to the First Blade DLC, and by the way, did you play this, Carlos? Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
Yeah, but it's been so long ago because I went after that. There's an Atlantis-y type one or something.
That is the second and final DLC chunk.
And that's the one I almost finished, but then I got tired. Okay. So I played what you're talking about, but I can't remember it.
So the big thing about this, and this actually, I remember I wasn't playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey when this came out, but I remember there was a lot of heartburn about this DLC. Because, if you remember, Odyssey was basically the first Assassin's Creed where they said, hey, you can play your main character as a man or a woman, and you can be gay or straight. And, a lot of people were like, oh, shit, that's great. We want that. We want to be a lesbian Cassandra, or we want to be a gay Alexios, or, whatever, have the choice, or you can go back and forth. You can be a bi person if you want to, whatever. So that was like a big draw for a lot of people. And so when First Blade came out, Ubisoft went back on their bullshit and they forgot like the good stuff that they did because they're so focused on the concept of like the animus. And I'm sorry if this is gobbledygook to some people who are listening. If you don't know Assassin's Creed, it's all about like time traveling through your DNA and living through the history of somebody that was your ancestor. It's a bunch of horseshit. But basically, somebody at Ubisoft said, hey, if Cassandra is a lesbian or if Alexios is gay, that means there's no future character. That means that we can't have future descendants, which means we can't time travel through the DNA, and that's the basis of our game. So we're going to force them to have a baby in this DLC. And I was like, oh my God. Like, number one, that is a terrible idea for many reasons. I mean, and not only the fact that, like, you can't take a character who's been this, like, adventuring, mercenary, sword fighting person and then be like, all of a sudden you're a parent. I mean, like, that's a whole different game, like, parenting is a thing unto itself. And beyond that, if you played Cassandra as a lesbian or if you played Alexios as gay, you weren't going to have a kid anyway, not back in Greek times like that. And there's no adoption option here. That's not happening, right? So they force you to have like a hetero relationship, and you instantly get pregnant or you impregnate somebody and you have a baby for like this whole DLC. And I was really, really put off by that. Number one, I did not want to have a relationship with the person they make you have a relationship with. Every time dialogue came up, I would be like, fuck you, dude. I don't like you. And like, it just kept forcing you.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I was like, fuck you, dude. Get out of here. I don't want to kiss you. Get out.
I remember this now as you're talking about it. And
yeah, right.
Let me just interject real quick and say, like, it wasn't the gay or lesbian thing that made me frustrated. It was more the settle down kind of thing. Because I was like, because I played it as, I know, the wrong choice, Alexios. I guess you want to call it, I didn't think of it straight or gay, but just like the straight Alexios. Let's say I played it that. And I think I had sex once with a lady or something. And then when it said like, hey, you're going to settle down and have a kid, just even on that version, I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to settle down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that.
And in the story, all the way through the story, there are many times when you have the choice of saying, no, I don't like that life, or yes, I do like that life. And along the way, I was always like, nah, man, I'm the high adventuring, wheeler dealer. I'm out on the seas. I'm having adventures. I'm meeting folks. I'm sleeping with anybody that I want to. I'm living my best life. And then the game's like, nah, you want to settle down and have a farm and have a baby. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I kept saying no, but they force you. And I really fucking hate that they do that, because if you're going to do that, make it a scripted character, right? Tell me the story. But if you give me the choice to write that story myself, which is what they do, don't you dare fucking take that choice away from me, because all of a sudden I'm out. Like, you've lost me, right? So like the first 65 hours of my Cassandra, all of a sudden it's like this stranger Cassandra who I don't know why she's making these choices. I don't know why she's settling down with this fucking doofus that shows up. She's got a baby all of a sudden and she's like a farmer, and I'm like, what is even going on? Like, I don't want to be doing any of this stuff, and it doesn't fit with how I've played her. It doesn't fit with the story I've told myself this whole way. Really, really unsatisfying. And the worst part about this was, like, I knew I still had like 30 quests left to do in the main game, and I knew I still had the Atlantis DLC. You're not going to do that shit with a baby strapped to your back, right? So I knew that baby was going to go away at the end of this DLC, because it would have to, because they have to let you go back and play the rest of the game. And that's exactly what happens, right? Like, I'm not going to spoil it if anybody wants to play through this. We
kind of spoiled it a little bit just then.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil the fate of the baby or whatever. Okay. I mean, that'll be up in the air. But, like,
literally.
Yeah, literally up in the air. But, like, I think Odyssey is, in general, a great game if you're in the mood for an open world adventure. I've really enjoyed it. I really like Cassandra a lot. But, like, this part was a huge wrong move. And, it's like, you're not going to have the baby Bjorn with the baby in it as you go kill mercenaries on the high seas. You're going to have to get rid of that baby. Hey. And, yeah, the baby goes away at the end of the DLC. And the whole thing ends up feeling like Ubisoft burned me, made me lose faith in the character, made me lose faith in the writing in the game, for no real reason, because nothing really came of it at the end, right? Everything gets reset back to 0 at the end of the DLC, except for I was pissed off. So, like, why did you bother doing that?
Well, I got an answer for you. Well, one, you shouldn't have played it, and I should have remembered it and told you.
Oh,
and
God.
I didn't.
I kind of wish I didn't play it, dude. I really do.
And I didn't remember, so I couldn't have told you because I would have. If I was thinking the Atlantis one this whole time, and I was thinking that was the first one, and so I was like, oh, he'll enjoy that. It's way too long. So here's the answer, okay?
Yeah.
Fuck that game and go to Valhalla right now. Right now, because you won't have that same issue, and they don't reset you. And the DLC, which I see is coming, is just more of the same. And you can play as whatever type of character you want to play. So, yeah. And you'll be able to see the beautiful power of the PS5.
I mean, that all sounds great. I'm probably going to need a break between this and another Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I do want to say, though, I do want to call out Ubisoft a little bit, right? Because, you know, given the choice of playing a female character, I feel like it was kind of bullshit that they forced Cassandra into doing this baby thing. And I know they did it for Alexios, too. So it's not just a female thing. But it's like... It hasn't been an issue in any of the previous Assassin's Creed games, right? I've played many of them. I haven't played all of them, but I've played many. And I don't remember any of them ever bringing up the question of how your character has a baby in order to continue the DNA strand that will eventually become the character's thing in the future. Like, who cares? Like, it's fiction, right? It's just a video game. You tell people that's what the premise is, and then you move on. Like, you don't need to, like, detail the whole family tree. And I feel like it was kind of bullshit that they needed to, like, ruin the character and, like, ruin this part of the game for this, like, concept that I don't think anybody really gave a shit about in the first place. If you just said, oh yeah, Cassandra had a descendant or something, or, you know, the bloodline continued, nobody would have cared, right? Yeah. Like, it's so weird to me that they wanted to do this, and ultimately it ends up being nothing except for a reset after you go through 6 hours of, like, this is frustrating and I don't like this. So, really bad move on Ubisoft's part. I'm done with it now, moved on. I'm pretending like it didn't happen. Went back and did some of the core quests, and those got good again. And then I'm going to be doing the Atlantis thing, and that seems like it's fun. So I'm looking forward to getting back to just the Odyssey gameplay, and no more of this, like, parental guilt bullshit that I didn't choose in the first place. So
yeah, it was a weird step. I definitely agree, a misstep. But take a little break, and then go visit Valhalla, and you'll be very, very happy.
There we go. All right, good advice. And folks, that is it for the show today. Thank you for listening. And yeah, it's been fun. We'll be back again. We'll do another show. Before we go
hold
today.
On. I always say hold on at the end too, because you say something, and then I'm like, wait, what did you say? I just love how you, like, were offhandedly being like, I guess we'll do another podcast.
Yeah,
this one was okay. I guess we'll do
another one.
Okay, we'll just do one more. Let's make this a bit at the end.
Case by case basis. One step at a time.
We'll definitely do one more episode.
We'll see. All right, folks, that is it. Before we go, send us your questions and comments. SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @SoVideoGames. Hit us up individually. Carlos, where can people find you this week?
YouTube.com/a-lot-of-things. YouTube.com/a-lot-of-things.
There you go. As for me, same as usual on Twitter, on Instagram, BRADGALLAWAY. All A's, no O's. And that's going to do it for episode 216. Thanks again for joining us here. And we'll be back before you know it, I guess. In the meantime, this is bye from Brad.
And bye from Carlos. Just doing it normal.
Doing it normal like you used to do.
Oh, I have low blood sugar. I gotta eat this pizza.